Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Dares. On behalf of the VBS TV network, we welcome you, especially young Vietnamese in Vietnam, in the U.S. and in every part of the world, to watch this program. We not only offer the latest in economic and business news of Vietnam, the U.S. and across the globe, but also help you to understand English and learn it with an American accent. Since we are an independent TV network, our reports are independent, true, and accurate. Following are today's U.S. headlines. Wall Street gains in May. Intel nears deal to buy Altera. Stock slipped for the second straight day, pressured by a group of weak economic news. For the week, the major U.S. indices suffered loss, although they were up for the month of May. The U.S. economy dwindled in the first quarter, a downward change from the growth recorded in the first read. Nariman Baravesh, chief economist of IHS, had this to say.
The strong dollar is a major headwind for U.S. exporters and also for U.S. companies earning profits overseas. In fact, the profits numbers in the first quarter were terrible, and some of that was because of a strong dollar. So it is an issue, but it's not going to be a recovery killer.
What's more, consumer sentiment dropped this month, and a major manufacturing gauge for the Midwest region surprisingly weakened. Deals news caught the headlines. Shares of Humana rose to an all-time high and topped the S&P's 500 gainers on the day. Dow Jones reports the health insurer is considering to be sold. It says Cigna and Aetna are possible bidders. Rosetta Stone shares soared higher after the language software company said it had gotten an expressive interest from the activist investment firm RDG Capital. Intel shifted higher after the New York Post revealed the chip giant is close in obtaining a deal to buy Altera for about $15 billion. Two brokerages increased their price target on GameStop one day after the video game retailer revealed profit and revenue and issued an outlook that dominated forecasts. Its stock was the day's second biggest gainer on the S&P. Amazon.com shares rallied after the Wall Street Journal reported the online retailer will extend its private label brand product line with grocery goods and household cleaners. Splunk shares went down. The data software company's quarterly revenue advanced, but so did its loss, and its product billings growth rate stalled. Another huge chip transaction close to the finish line. The New York Post revealed Intel is near in purchasing Altera for roughly $15 billion. It says the deal could close by the end of next week. The semiconductor giant would be paying approximately $54 a share, a 15% premium over Thursday's closing price. But the programmable chip producer declined Intel's bid for a similar amount of $54 back in April. So what would make them accept the offer this time? Analysts point to Altera's weak outlook and pressure from the company's shareholders who were displeased that it had ignored Intel's bid prior. Wedbush Securities analyst Betsy Van Hees likes what she hears, saying, "We see the potential deal as a considerable positive, diversifying Intel's business away from the secularly declining PC market and expanding its already impressive footprint in the rapidly growing data center market." Intel shares were up in early trading, Altera jumping sharply to a 4-year high. The latest development comes just a day after the biggest chip deal ever. Communications chip producer Avago Technologies scooping up its competitor, Broadcom, for $37 billion. The industry is being altered by a string of mergers amid slowing growth. Witness NXP's buy of Freescale Semiconductor in March and Avago's acquisition of Emulex in February. Intel is free to launch a hostile bid for Altera after Monday. That's when their negotiating agreement expires. 10 people suffered from non-life-threatening injuries in New York on Sunday after a crane dropped a heating and air conditioning unit being loaded onto a Manhattan building, sending it smashing into the street 30 stories below, the fire department said. The incident happened at 10:45 a.m. local time while workers were using a crane to place an HVAC unit on the roof of a building in the 200 block of Madison Avenue near East 38th Street in Midtown New York City Fire Department spokeswoman Elisheva Zakim said. The unit came off the cable and bounced several times along the building's exterior prior to landing in the middle of the street, Zakim said. In a televised remark, Mayor Bill de Blasio said, "Thank God this incident occurred at an hour of the day on a weekend when there were not too many people around." 10 people were taken to the hospital and were in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries, the department's Twitter feed said. It was not clear as to what the injuries were, as the incident is still under investigation. U.S. President Barack Obama signed a disaster declaration late on Friday for areas. 10 people were hospitalized after a toxic chemical plant leak in the Texas panhandle city of Borger on Thursday. Local media say anhydrous ammonia gas was accidentally released from a factory that produces agricultural products during construction work around 4 p.m. local time. The plant manager, Gil Craig, said the workers impacted were working on the construction area of our facility at the north end of our site. The unit is secure and it will be kept down until a full investigation is performed so we can understand exactly what happened. Officials said the leakage was contained and officials say there was no danger to the public. One person was airlifted to a hospital in Amarillo, 50 miles north of Borger, but is now in stable condition, local media reports. An artist in Tarpon Springs, Florida, has concealed every part of his house with aluminum foil. Peter's purpose is not to keep his household fresh and odor-free. It is to make a statement in the dense Florida landscape. Jamowski says the silver design will make a contrast to his "See It Now" that he's been painting, and that should be the canvas. Another critic says he discovered the whole idea disturbing at first. "It kind of gives me the creeps," said Stammet as he was passing by. But as he reflected more about it, he actually gave the artist a half-hearted endorsement, saying, "It's unusual. You know, I'm not knocking it or anything. It's just kind of strange. It's like Twilight Zone-ish," he said. Dwayne Johnson's San Andreas dominated markets, grossing $70 million internationally. Mad Max Fury Road brought in $13.6 million for a total earnings of $115.9 million in the U.S. in 17 days. Avengers Age of Ultron came in at number 5 with a total earning of $10.9 million. Don't forget our live auction on cars and other electronic products every Wednesday right here on VBS TV from 4 to 6 p.m. Lowest pricing you won't find anywhere else. Please tune in to participate. Call us at 714-842-1888 to get a permanent ID for all future auctions. We will be right back after this commercial break.